All right, everybody. Good morning. Happy weekend. Cutco Mike here. Just got done cooking my favorite steak, and I want to share with you why you want to do it too. Hi, Duke. All right, so if you don't know me, I'm Cutco Mike, my knife guy. If you know me, you know I love steak. So I've been trying to monitor my steak and my sodium intake because I did find out I had higher blood pressure this summer. So it's crazy how much sodium is in stuff. Duke wants some Tic Tacs. Do you guys approve? All right, go sit down. I'll be right back. All right, so here's my favorite steak. We're gonna do 3 knives here, and you tell me which one I should use: the butcher knife, the French chef, or the Santoku. So those are gonna be my weapons of choice. And people always kind of underestimate these forks, but I love the fork. Comment if you're a fork lover. The reason being is they're super sharp, and they're sturdy. They hold 100 pounds of torque and pressure. And how many times do you find yourself holding meat or cutting something and it bounces around? So this is bittersweet, but this is a double griddle. I surely pray and hope these come back. But about 4 years ago, they discontinued these. This is my baking pan, my transfer sheet. It's a sore subject because I have a wait list of about 50 people who want one of these. And if you have one, you're blessed. And if you have 2, you're super blessed. So I was gonna sell one, but Rachel's like, I want 2. So we have 2. My last one, we end up keeping because you gotta have a happy wife, right? All right, so the steak that we have here is called a skirt steak. So I grew up in Chicago, so I grew up with a lot of Hispanic and Mexican friends, and they taught me how to make the best carne asada steak. So I took some of my kind of high school childhood roots and I brought it here to my family. So I get this from Aldi's. It's based off the weight, but I can get this much steak for about $8 to $12. So if you're not going to Aldi's, be like Cutco Mike. By the way, comment if you like Aldi's. We load up at Aldi's. We like Aldi's. So what I did is I poured this in a bowl yesterday, and I took some Bud Light or Michelob Ultra, and I let it sit for 24 hours in beer. So whether you drink beer or not, beer is a natural tenderizer. So this just completely tenderized the meat. So then I took it out and I laid it on my cutting board, and then I dabbed it with paper towels, and then I let it sit for about an hour to get at room temperature, probably closer to 45 minutes. And then I took my famous rub, and if you know me, you know what the rub is. It's the blackened Traeger rub. So this is the gateway rubs of all rubs. A lot of people love this. You get it at Ace Hardware for like 12 or 13 bucks. And the good news is the sodium on this is only like 2 grams. So this is, I don't know what it is, spices, garlic. So this gives you that nice crust. And if you ever see my steaks, you're like, man, that looks burnt. No, that's called a char crust or a blackened crust. All right, so let's show you how delicious these are. I was cleaning up the pool, not a big pool, one of those little $10 blue pools. So I didn't have my meat thermometer in. So I just kind of flipped it every 90 seconds, 4 total times on the Traeger. So another little tip here is when you're cutting your steaks. So we're gonna use the Santoku first, another great knife. So the Santoku is a great knife because you can chop with it and you can cut like raw meat or cooked meat. It's just, this will dull it a little faster. So if you notice your chef knife or your Santoku is dulling, it's because you're probably using it too much on meats. I send my knives in, I sharpen them, every few years. So if you notice the smooth edges are dulling, normally the sets come with a little handheld sharpener, run it through a couple times. So cut it in half, and then just show some love towards the butcher knife. This one kind of gets forgotten about, but I like this one on pork tenderloin, any kind of meat. And usually it's like the sharpest knife in your set because most people don't use it. So if you want to get a beautiful slice of a prime rib or a roast, so you're going to cut your meat in half, and then you're going to cut it against the grain. So if I cut it this way, it's going to be more like lines going this way of the muscle of the meat. So we're going to flip it and we're going to cut it against the grain and then get you some really nice slices here. And this is how you see it like at nice restaurants or on those Instagram channels where it looks just so beautiful. And I didn't have any herbs today, but normally I'll make like a chimichurri. If you've ever been to like Brazil or Argentina, it's a bunch of herbs and you blend it up with oils and you just pour it over the top. It's just so delicious. But we'll end up eating these as just some tacos. But you'll see here, It's just a really beautiful, tender slice of meat, and it's super affordable. So if you want to go like strip style for fajitas, you got your strip style. And then if you want to show some love to that big French chef, sometimes people get terrified of this, but this one's a great one. You have a full length there. You can chop it up. I know many of you are just getting your sets. All right, hold on, Dookie. A lot of people are getting their sets in the mail, so make sure you post. But yeah, this right here is, I mean, you're gonna win over guests. You have that steak. This ain't ground beef. This ain't your cheap, you know, chuck mixed with ground beef. This is the best $10 to $12 steak you'll eat. Just so tender, so delicious. Make sure you set it overnight with the beer to tenderize it a little bit more. So let's go back over here. Once again, you want your fork. Anybody hungry? So we got Hucky napping, so I always take advantage of moments where we're down a kid. So if you're wondering why I'm eating steak so early, well, one, I was up at 6 with him. So sometimes you lose track of the clock. And then there you have it, guys. So what's your favorite knife? Let's show you one of the serrated ones. So a lot of times people wonder, like, why do you have so many serrated? So these are going to be good for your cooked meats too. And obviously a smooth knife is going to be great. But the Cutco, remember, it has those razor blades. So it's going to cut like a smooth edge, and it's going to hold its sharpness for about 7 to 10 years. So if you've got turkey or ham or any kind of meat coming, brisket, you can use the smooth edges. It will dull them a little faster. Or you come and use the Cutco DD serrated edge. So what's your favorite? Comment your choice below. And another one here that if you want to use, it's going to always be razor sharp if you have a set, is that 9-inch carver, because you typically only use that one a few times a year. So with the serrated, it's going to be more of 1 or 2 slices pulled through. But what you'll notice is it's not going to rip and tear. You might have to go back once or twice if there's a little bit of fat or kind of gristle. But this thing here is a beast, and always use your fork and meat. So there you have it. Anybody want steak tacos today? Love me some skirt steak tacos. And always use your Cutco board. It will keep your knife sharper a little bit longer. And don't worry if it's got cut marks or it looks bad. That's the whole point, is to use it and abuse it, right? So there you have it. Anybody want steak? Enjoy. Hey, oh, also, thank you everybody who ordered yesterday. I took this week off because the fair was so busy. But we're about less than 10K away from my biggest month ever. Message me, comment. I know many of you have been taking advantage of my deals, but I've been doing the updated prices because I sell what we call as a binder to our representatives. And the prices go up officially, if you didn't watch my past videos yesterday, September 20th at midnight. So there's a little bit of an extension. Normally it's the first every year. That's why I've been promoting it. But my sales and my deals for like buy 2 and the crazy deals end on the 31st because I'm going for a big goal. So that's Tuesday at midnight. So Tuesday at midnight is kind of like, hey, reach out if you want the crazy, crazy deals. And then you still have until the 20th, especially the people that are coming at Threshers and looking at the calendar here, and then Kansas State Fair. So guys, thank you so much. God bless. Really appreciate you all. And reach out with questions. I'm always here to help. And enjoy your knives. Happy cutting. Happy chopping. What's your favorite for your meats? Your butcher, your Santoku, your 9-inch carver. Got to show some love to those forks. Don't underestimate those forks. And then the French chef. All right, everybody. Thanks again. Take care. Have a great weekend. God bless.